Hi friends, welcome to Meditations at the Turning of the Year. This is the last in our series, Meditation on Desire. Here to explore and maybe move toward that which calls us forward. We're at this threshold of the new year. Yeah, and sometimes in crossing that threshold, there's a shedding, right? A clearing of what was before, what fit us before, so that we are a more distilled, a more essential self, open to what's next. And as we've kind of stepped across that threshold in terms of time, in terms of calendar time, it's time to ask, if you haven't already, what is calling you across that energetic threshold, right? Now that we're across the calendar threshold, what is calling you forward? What's the desire that pulls you? Yeah. So that's what I want to hold space for today. That question of what is it that's exciting your being, your soul, to call to move forward. So as always, we want to first support our physical body in this practice. Be here about 20 minutes in this seat. So personally, I'm using a couple of blocks under my thighs so that my feet don't fall asleep quite so quickly. And I'm sitting up on a short block as well. So once you feel the ground beneath you, you feel whatever support underneath you or behind you that you need. Kind of settle into this space, into this time you've set aside. And as you settle into this space, sort of orient yourself to it. Physically turn your head, look around. What objects are in proximity to you? You might notice windows and doors. You might notice some colors, some textures. And then in your other senses, you might notice sound. I find it really helpful to notice sound before we are quiet. Yeah. And only when you're ready, start to sort of turn down the volume on that external world, closing your eyes or just looking down low, softening your gaze, softening your outer senses to tune inward. The Celtic philosopher and poet John O'Donohue writes that desires are the messengers of our unlived life, calling us to attention and to action. That's the desire we look toward today. Whatever's stirring in your heart, whatever calls you forward into the new year, into whatever's next. So when we find this sound of Om together, as we often do, we're using its resonance really to notice the openness, the open channel within us, the space there is to resound, the space there is to listen and to grow. So we'll find that sound just once together for now. First, find a full breath in. Let it go. And then toward Om, a breath in. And to stay aware of that resonance and any unstruck chord, right? Any next step that calls you. As you settle into a steady, natural breath, my question for you today is, what calls you forward? So I'll suggest a focus for meditation of this word, this thought, forward. And I want to suggest that you say it out loud a couple of times before you settle on it as a focus, because you could say this word in different ways. But you want it to sound not like a trudge forward, but a hopeful lean, a steady gaze forward. Know that you're steady and supported in this moment. That it's safe to open to what's next. It's safe to look forward. To call on those desires, messengers of a yet unlived life. Find a few breaths where each exhale is a settling into this focus of that thought forward in your way of saying it, framing it. And at any time while we're here, you can come back to that with an exhale, that thought forward as you settle into it. We'll be here with this open question. Or if an answer comes to you, sit in the resonance of that answer. About 5 minutes. Allow the question to be softly asked and received. Allow your breath to remain easeful. softening into what calls you forward. Desires are the messengers of our unlived life, calling us to attention and action. What is calling you forward? Can you allow this question and or an answer to it resonate another moment? Allow yourself this space to wonder, to want, and follow that which calls you. we'll let this space again resonate with the sound of Om. This sound that honors beginning and end and the path in between. Creation and destruction and what sustains us on this path, in this life. Be steady in your seat, in your internal gaze forward. Find a full breath in and out. And toward Om, a breath in. Om. Allow that resonance to stay in your awareness as long as it can. Allow yourself to be in this space of longing, not bitter, but hopeful longing, desire for what comes next. Whatever pulls you toward what's next. I wish that for you. I honor this resonance, this space between us. And from this space where we are connected, where we're the same, I bow to you, as always. Thanks so much for being a part of this journey. Thanks so much for offering yourself this time and space. I hope you'll revisit it again. I hope it will continue to be helpful to you. Please do reach out with any questions or feedback or support that I can offer in this process. In any case, I hope to see you soon. Be well, be good to each other, be good to yourselves. Happy New Year, friends.